Welcome to the channel. My name's Bryce. Today I want to share a little bit of a different thing. So typically I share what took me from a bottom 40% to a top 5%. Today I want to talk about what kept me at the company long enough to even make this transition. I want to talk about new reps and if you're considering quitting. If you just barely started a new job or if you're about to leave, you are at the prime point and you have a ton of information that is really fresh, very raw, that you can tap into to figure out what trajectory your life is on, if you're okay with where it's headed, and what are some things that maybe you are repeating and bringing in that you don't want. What I would recommend if you're in this situation, number one is recognize your patterns. So I talk about what started all of this, patterns, was I was sitting there thinking I was about to quit. I started writing down each one of my jobs. I said, okay, here's the job I'm at now. Here's this job, here's this job, here's this job, as many jobs back as I could remember. And I said, okay, well, why did I come here? What was I looking for, right? What was I running from at the last company? And what was I hoping that this place had? Or what was I hoping would be different? And then I did that for this job. Okay, well, the last place, what was I running towards? What was I running from? What did I love about my work? What did I hate about my work? Did I like my boss? What did I like about my boss? What did I not like about my boss? And go through these patterns. And what was fascinating for me was I realized a few key things. Number one was a lot of the things that I kept running towards and kept running from were the same thing over and over and over again. But the most fascinating one, and this is why I say this is what kept me at this company, and I would later realize that I am more comfortable, I had this limiting framework, that I am more comfortable on the rise with something to prove than I am sustained, expected, consistent, solid performance just as a top performer. I would rather show up and surprise everybody as the guy that's doing really good as the new guy, and then quit when I'm not getting the holy cow attaboys anymore, because I had a lot of my own limiting beliefs, which we'll talk about in a second, that were rewarding me based off of rewards I didn't actually consciously want. If you could say, hey, Bryce, would you rather an attaboy from your boss or $200,000 a year? At the time, I would have said the attaboy rather than the $200,000. Consciously, I obviously wouldn't have, but my actions and the outcomes I was getting, that is what was clearly being stated, that was the underlying belief that I was operating from. So number two is I want you to recognize the dream. Now, this is something that every one of us, little palm tree, whatever, okay? Every single one of us, every job that you have quit or any reason that you're wanting to quit, there is an ideal. There is a reality, a life that you are trying to create, and you feel no matter what reason you might be quitting or you might have started this new job, you might say, oh, well, I got more pay, or I wanted a bump in title, or whatever. The commute was closer to my house. It always boils down to the ideal life that you are envisioning in your head. This change makes it a little bit more real, a little bit more tangible. That's the only reason that we do things. The problem is, though, is most of us, and this was me 100%, have never taken the time to identify and decide, is the dream I am heading towards mine? Do I even want it? This is why so many of us feel super unfulfilled, is because we are filling our life with rewards that to us as a person, as an individual, is not rewarding. It might be the dream life of someone that we respect or whatever, right? But it's not ours. You can decide, okay, you know what? Actually, I want to do a new dream, and this job that I'm now going to take, or I'm now going to start looking for, I actually want to make a little bit of a pivot. Being able to identify what that new dream is will change a lot in your job or how you're approaching your current job, okay? Number three, when you're looking at your patterns, I want you to look at what were the caps, right? What were the things that were good, that but they were never great. Was I getting the full amount of money back for the effort I felt like I was putting in? And if you're like, well, I was skilled, I had the skills, I knew how to do it, and other people were just outperforming me. Okay, why? Like, dig into that stuff, because you might just find that some of these self-imposed limitations have been happening at multiple jobs. And you're just repeating a pattern, but the name and the logo on the company, on the building, just looks different. But it's the exact same story every single time. So yeah, look at how long you stayed, look at how much money you made, look at what you were hoping to accomplish or be, and whether or not you were able to achieve it, okay? And what about this next thing might be different. Now, the last one is drain. Typically, we don't quit something that lights us up and we're super excited by, right? Usually. This is where you get a lot of the burnout. Look at what it is that you find rewarding and what do you not find rewarding. Like I said earlier, I found the attaboys more rewarding than I did the money for a while, until I got in there and dug into what those limiting beliefs were, and then I kind of fixed them, and now I'm okay with making money, right? What are you finding rewarding that is not the reward you consciously want? Where were you, I guess I should say, or at your current job, where have you been fighting yourself? This is evident if you feel like you are working your absolute hardest, you have nothing more to give, you've learned, you've got the tenure, you've got the skills, but you're just not getting it done. It's the success that you feel you should be getting is just not coming. This is where you've got some limiting framework in your head that is manifesting itself in less than ideal, unproductive results. If any of this resonates, this is the kind of stuff that I help guys recognize, because what I have found is when you understand where it is that you're going and you say, okay, you know what, I've been going like, and it might not be a straight line, you might be all over the map, but you're saying, I am here right now and this is where I want to go. It helps you fully commit, and you know what role this job, this organization is playing in your life, in your dream, in your story, right? And you get way more committed to why you're there. This to me is a lot deeper than that kind of old tried and true find your why, right? This is kind of like finding your why, but it's not just simply find your why so that you'll stick around in our company forever. I want you to stick at your job for as long as that thing benefits you to the maximum. And then when it doesn't, you owe it to the company to leave, because then they can find someone else that is where they're supposed to be, and they'll be there to the maximum. So I hope this resonates. If it does, and you like this video, like the video, helps a lot of other people see it. Subscribe for more content like this, and I will catch you on the next one.